In the early 1930s, after a period of uncertainty in Shanghai, Deng Xiaoping requested an assignment to the Central Soviet in Jiangxi. Beyond the mountains, Mao Zedong and his forces had carved out a fragile sanctuary, a Soviet base with its own government, land reform, and the hope of building strength to one day challenge the Kuomintang.
In August 1931, Deng and his second wife, Jin, arrived in Ruijin, the heart of this experiment. Within weeks, he was named party secretary of the county. He entered his post at a time of fear and suspicion, when Kuomintang spies were sought everywhere, and local communists lived under the threat of execution by their own comrades.
After a careful investigation, Deng reached a startling conclusion. Most of those accused were innocent. He freed the prisoners, executed their accusers, and in doing so, won the trust of Ruijin's communists. It was a decision that revealed a pragmatic courage that would mark much of his career.
Yet Deng's rise was not steady. After serving in nearby counties, he was accused of timidity in battle and of following the so-called defeatist line. What became known as Deng's first fall followed. He was stripped of his post, publicly criticized, and even abandoned by his wife, Jin, who married one of his accusers.
His daughter, Deng Rong, would later recall that these years changed him, from a cheerful, open young man into someone more subdued, more guarded.
Ironically, being labeled part of the Mao faction would, in time, strengthen his bond with Mao. Even in later years, when radicals turned their fury on Deng, Mao never allowed him to be expelled. That early loyalty would not be forgotten.
The Jiangxi base, however, could not endure. After surviving 4 encirclement campaigns, the communists fell in the 5th. Their escape marked the beginning of the Long March, a grueling 6,000-mile trek across some of China's harshest terrain. From the 86,000 who set out, fewer than 10,000 survived to reach Shanxi in 1935.
Deng, often ill and weakened by typhoid, somehow endured, half on horseback, half on foot.
Along the way came Zunyi, a critical meeting where Mao secured military authority, a turning point in party history. Deng Xiaoping was present, not as a decision-maker, but as a note-taker. Later, he would be remembered as the Secretary General of that fateful gathering.
As propaganda officer, Deng Xiaoping rallied spirits with his words, even when mimeograph machines were abandoned on the road. His message was consistent, concise, pragmatic, linking the international struggle to the immediate duties of the marchers. By the time he finished speaking, soldiers understood what was expected of them. By late 1936, with Japan advancing deep into China, a new opportunity emerged. Chiang Kai-shek himself was kidnapped in Xi'an, forced to accept cooperation with the communists against the invaders. The Red Army shifted to Yan'an, its new base in the northwest.
There, Deng continued his propaganda work, guiding theater and music troops, instructing troops and officials, and refining a style that was always brief, always to the point, and always practical.
It was in Yan'an, on the eve of full-scale war with Japan, that Deng Xiaoping began to settle into the role he would carry for the next 4 decades. A survivor, a pragmatist, and above all, a man who understood the power of clear, simple words to guide action.
Deng Xiaoping into the crucible of war against Japan and the forging of the Yan'an era that would shape the future of the Chinese Revolution.